Here trading horror stories about optometry. I'm Pat.
Hey Pat, I'm Jeffrey. Some people have perfectly fine vision, and God bless them for it. But it's for a lot of us, it's an ongoing difficulty.
Yeah, I think both of my parents got the LASIK thing done eventually. My mom, she's 86 and she doesn't wear glasses. So,
I like that.
yeah, kind of jealous now, man. Now I'm getting a little bit older.
Well,
But she has to wear cheaters though.
what are cheaters?
The for reading.
Oh,
Yeah,
all right.
she's got to wear those because, because I guess when they do that, they can't fix the whole thing, and if you're already like nearsighted or super farsighted, you get to kind of pick which one you
Right,
want. Yeah.
right.
So
Yeah, that's a tough one. I mean, because I guess you could wear like those transitions lenses with those too, where basically the top half was essentially just glass.
that's what mine are.
Well, no.
Yeah.
No, because you can't see that stove without your glasses.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Right. So if you go ahead and have that cleaned up in there so that you can see far well,
Yeah.
right? Um, then that's cool. You can go ahead and look at the distance. So that top part would just basically be like empty glass, right? And then the bottom part was where all the the fancy stuff comes in, so you can actually see close.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that'd be kind
But
of
she
cool.
just wears reading glasses, just the
Yeah,
little ones. So
those are fine.
those are fine.
Those look cool on people, actually.
Shit, I know a lot of guys who are younger than me. So
A lot of guys see that deterioration as sort of the it's the first break. It's the first sign
hmm.
of like it's the first sign of like being out of warranty. Is because well, because
I know I'm out of warranty, man. Yeah.
a lot of self-induced. I'll say that here. They
Totally.
have riders on how you're supposed to use use the machine here, and it's like you know they ask you that shit. It's like, oh, how's your car doing? It's like, oh, it's got problems.
It's
It's
got
like,
problems.
yeah, yeah. Did you have you been checking the fluids every month? Wow.
Yeah, kind of. When
You
I
know,
think of it.
and so it's the same thing. Like you go to the doctor, it's like, well, have you been taking care of the digestive tract? Yeah, it's not Oreos. And then he's like, have you? He's like, have you been smoking? Not Oreos.
The moral
It's
range,
just
yeah. Don't judge me. Yeah.
yeah. I know that my fucking shoulder is basically it's shot. Um, like it's not wrecked, but it's that's cartilage.
Yeah. I don't have any spots like that. Um,
I'm glad your knees didn't turn out like your dad's.
that's because I was always smart and wore my knee pads. So,
Were guys back in the day?
oh, tough guy, yeah. It's like,
Were
man, you
were
got
knee
fucking crippled. Yeah.
were knee pads for pussies in the 70s?
No, I
No.
wasn't there during the '70s, man.
Were they
So
for pussies in the 80s?
I wasn't there during the '80s. They were kind of for pussies in the '90s, though, when I was there.
Well,
So
that means they were for pussies in the
in the
70s and
'80s.
80s.
Well, no, no, no. Back then, I mean, everything was for pussy. I mean, if you wore ear protection, you were a pussy.
Oh
So,
my
and I
god.
was like, that's a fucking jet engine right there.
Yeah, the fact that we treated that like a joke for a long time was
I never did. My dad sorted me out on that, and I'm glad he did because, like, I do have a bit of the tinnitus. So, and I've had it ever since I had COVID. It would be so much worse though if I hadn't been wearing my fucking ear protectors. I can still I can
COVID.
hear. I have no idea, man. But ever since then, I've had a touch of the tinnitus. So and I told my doctor about that, and she was like, "Yeah, I've heard that from other people." And I was like, "Okay." So, mm, I don't know. I didn't go to war, so I didn't get it from like IEDs.
No, but I mean for you, I would if I were like looking at that, the first thing I would ask is like, do you ever work around any loud or
Very much so.
so like what kind of equipment?
The, the loudest jet engines, big ones too, not little ones. Yeah.
Now, see, I wouldn't mind hanging that on COVID but I feel like those things may be related.
Yeah, except for the 15-year intermission there where I didn't have it.
But this is the thing. It's like that's not a viral condition.
Oh, I have no idea.
Tinnitus,
Yeah, I don't know what
right?
causes it. I've looked into it. Nobody knows what fucking causes it.
Well,
So
there's sort of a correlation between certain like loudness that tends to cause it way more often.
it can also be vascular. So there's like 5 different avenues to get towards it. That's why it's not unicausal. It's
No, it's not.
multicausal. Yeah.
But there's one that has more results than the other.
Well, that'll either result in tinnitus or straight up hearing loss. So
That's too.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I don't have a hint of that. So I got tested for this shit like 3 years ago. They put me in the booth and
Yeah.
yeah, they actually had me do like this tinnitus thing. So where they play like white noise in your ear,
It's weird.
and then eventually it's
Yeah.
just like ah, and everything's fine. And they're like, yeah, you got this.
It's weird, man.
Mhm.
Yeah, I did that too. I
Yeah.
did that too. It's definitely strange. It's weird tests.
They had me do a balance test. That was really weird.
Did they really?
Yeah, where they blindfold you and like play. Yeah, they put headphones on you, and then you have to. You're not like. So I've done the little one like you do at PT, where they put you on a cushion, kind of thing. But this thing was actually like a board that measured, and it would fuck with you a little bit. It was weird.
Is it on like half a ball?
No,
So
it
okay.
was. It looked like a scale.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah, it
Oh,
was. It was. It was weird, man. So, but they put me through all kinds of tests here to try and figure out what's going on with vertigo. So
oh, yeah. Okay,
yeah.
that explains why you see that. Yeah, yeah. I thought I had a bad ear, right?
Mm.
Because I do know that when I can't hear someone or I don't understand what they said, I'll always turn my right ear to that person.
Oh, that's interesting.
But it turns out they hear the same.
Oh, okay.
It's just they say that there's something. It's like it can be a brain thing. It's like it's not like it's a thing like that. It's just there's something where your brain, if it hears it from that side, it sometimes can be,
Hmm.
you can decode it a little bit better or something like that.
Interesting.
Or at least they didn't find any problems with it. So,
Yeah. Well, that's good.
well, that is the weird thing. Like, uh, so many times if I hear somebody just like talking at me from the left side, um, I will hear just a completely different sentence than what they intended.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Does that
No,
ever
I don't
happen to
have that
you? Where
problem.
you're just
Yeah, that's just you, buddy.
okay, all right.
Yeah.
Like I hear the same syllables and everything, right? But it just constructs it into a totally like it's not shifting around, but it hears it in it
Wah, 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 wah,
compiles.
wah.
Well, no, it compiles into different words.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't say I've had that problem. So
Uh,
that's interesting, though. I don't know anything about that.
that's why I always turn my right ear when I ask someone to repeat that or something.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Using the phone with my left ear is a waste of time.
God,
An absolute waste of time.
yeah, I'm one of those assholes who puts everybody on speakerphone now.
Every
Every,
moment of every day.
yeah,
Yeah.
all the
Yeah.
time. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Well, it's my
So
house.
exactly, and it's like I'm not going to answer the phone if I'm in a public place.
That's you know what you've got it. That's exactly it. It's in my house or it's going to be in my car.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
yeah. Now I also don't even have like the little ones here, so it's not like you and your discussion with the dentist is going to be heard by your daughter or anything. So,
No, we don't. You don't care. So
oh, what'd you have to do, by the way?
for what?
I don't know, but yesterday.
Oh, my daughter's got a school play going on this week. I was on van detail. I'm on van detail tomorrow and Saturday as well.
What a van detail.
I have to drive her.
Oh,
Yeah, it's at night.
just her? Or do you
Yeah,
have to pick up all the little?
no, just her.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
so it's not a big deal. But like tonight, I don't think her thing actually ends for like another half an hour. So,
like 9 o'clock.
well, the play ends early, but she's on stage crew, so she's got to pack it all down. So
Is she crew only?
she's only crew. She doesn't
Oh,
want to be on stage. So
oh,
I'm like, fuck it, I don't care. So
well,
at
no,
least
that's
you're
fine.
doing something at school.
Oh no, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know too many people that just, what do you want to do? I want to be stagehand.
Well, she started out actually being in the play.
Did you?
Yeah,
Okay.
back at her middle school, but she didn't like it. And so, but she liked being with all the people who were there.
Now that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, and I was like,
Okay.
oh, okay.
All right.
Oh, so.
They still all go to the Manitou water slide at the end of the year, right?
Oh, yeah, right, yeah. The thing that got torn down in 1974. I'm sorry, it fell down.
Dude, it was there long enough for my brother to go there for
I remember going there.
choir, so.
We went there, Boy Scouts, man. Or I guess that might have been Cub Scouts back then. What? The funny thing is, it wasn't even in fucking Manitou.
That's what they called it.
I know, but it was along I-25. So,
What would it be near now? What would you say? What's the closest thing to it right now?
if I recall, it would be right about where um maybe Garden of the Gods is, and not the park, but the
Right.
street. It'd be like because I think if I recall, it was no, actually, it was further north. It was up by where the fucking old Seas is. So yeah, so it was up there.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
it
mean
was
the
up
the
there.
north?
The only one left. Yeah.
Uh, Okay, so I was. Did you drive by that area where the old?
It's a bank.
Do you know which bank it is?
It's Wells Fargo. They moved across the
I
street.
was going to say I took a picture of it,
Yeah.
right? Because if you go there, because the other day, like at 10 o'clock, right, it was taco time, right?
Okay.
I park over there.
Mhm.
You can see Wells Fargo.
You can see the one across the street too.
You look on the left
Yeah.
side, and it says "Coming soon," a Wells
Wells
Fargo.
Fargo. Yep.
And I was like, "Do we really have that much banking that you guys
No, no, no. They're
need to work two corners?"
they're they're closing that other one and moving over.
I get it.
Yeah, I went and looked because I was like, "What the fuck? Why do we need two Wells
Because I
Fargo?"
was like, "Are you guys actually handling so many goddamn wire transfers in one day
Yeah.
that you got to put them up side by side?"
No, they're just moving.
No, it makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, it's they must have gotten a deal on that property.
I don't know, man. So,
Well, yeah, I mean, to have property across the street and then say, "All right, we'll bulldoze this place."
Wells Fargo has a lot of money. So,
They
yeah,
do.
they have a lot of
They
money.
do. They do.
So, but I don't know. Like, I don't know how they're run. So,
Their bank.
I know, but their banks are different. I mean, our bank, Ent, is going to go. They are merging with some asshole
Yes.
in
In
Minneapolis.
Minneapolis.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. So it's no
Yep.
longer going to be our local credit union thing. And I think I'm getting ready to ditch them, actually. So,
I don't know. They're fine.
yeah,
I mean,
I don't use any of their products anymore.
well,
Yeah,
what's the last thing that you took out a loan for?
car, maybe
How long ago was that?
a while, at least 5, 6 years.
Okay.
So, yeah,
All right.
maybe more than
Um,
that.
do you have like a HELOC or anything?
I do have a HELOC, but I don't, there's nothing on it. So,
Oh no, but you have it. So
I
if
do.
push came to shove and you were down to like your last pint of blood and couldn't like give anything else, you're like, okay, I'll take out of the HELOC.
I could do that
Yeah,
if I needed to.
it's good to have it there.
I guess.
If you need it, it
Yeah,
could
if you
come
need.
up.
I don't know, man. My credit card's got such a huge line of credit on it anyway.
Oh, okay, well,
So
that's
yeah,
true. Yeah.
the credit cards are got a higher limit than my HELOC does.
Wow.
Yeah. So I've had the same fucking credit card since 1994.
Who
Do the
would?
math on that. Yeah. I had a credit card before I was 18. So
You must have been 17 and some change then.
94. So yeah, it's wild, man, and it's changed hands like 6 times, man.
Did somebody co-sign with you at first too?
I can't remember, but I don't think so.
You shouldn't have been allowed to get that, I don't think.
I shouldn't have been able to open a brokerage account, but they let me do it.
What?
Yeah, I had a brokerage account when I was in high school. So there's a guy at the airport. His wife worked at like Northwestern or something like
Yeah?
that. No, he worked at Northwest, and she worked for who was it back then? I don't think it was. It might have been Merrill Lynch.
Oh,
And I
okay.
opened a brokerage account with her.
Did you
So
give any documentation when you did that, or was it just?
I showed them my social security card. So because they needed that and my driver's license, but they were not supposed to open an account for me when I was younger than
I
18.
was going to say,
They
like,
didn't
you
give a
spent some. I
fuck.
was going to say you spent some time in that industry. Are there regulations on that?
You're not supposed to have one unless you're 18.
Okay, all
So
right.
yeah, because it's that signatory thing, like Columbia House. Yeah, so.
I got out of
I
that
got out of
contract
that one good.
specifically
Yeah,
for that one.
exactly.
Yeah.
So no, but I did. I actually traded stocks when I was in high school. It was weird, man. It was only years later I found out I wasn't supposed to have that, and so I was like, "Well, how the fuck did I get it?" And it just turns out that they didn't give a shit. So I
In theory, it could have changed, but I doubt it.
I don't think it did, man. But they just didn't care. Same thing with my credit card. So my first credit card, so I still have. It says member since '94 on it.
Wow.
It's gone, from I think it's with Citi now, but it's been with at least three different companies over the years. And then it's gone from a Visa to an Amex to a MasterCard.
You're kidding me.
No, man, it's changed several
Wow.
times. Yeah. So
You must not use it very much then.
I don't use my credit card at
I'm
all.
gonna say because, like, if you were, I can imagine the type of person. Well, if you were, and if you're the person where it just switched, like, you just switched it to Amex without telling me. I see people being fucking livid.
They did that to me. And I couldn't go to Costco anymore because they wouldn't accept Amex.
And there's
But I
a,
had my debit card, so I was like, fuck
right,
it, I'll just use
right,
that. Yeah.
and there's a reason for that, right? What is?
Amex is really expensive. So this is out. So like, like you see these guys who chase credit card points and stuff like that.
Yes.
The company doesn't make any money off those. They don't really lose money off them either. The way that all the three of the credit card company, the big ones, and Discover make money is by charging the vendors that you go to.
That
So
I know. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So
Yeah.
that's how they all make their money. Amex is the one that gouges them the hardest. So
That's why a lot of places just don't take
just
them.
don't fucking take it.
The
Yeah.
difference is Amex.
It's just there is no difference. There's no.
Well, Amex, if I recall, they were the only ones that actually had the unlimited card.
I'm sure you can probably find that with other ones, but maybe I don't know.
For a long time, that I think that was their gimmick.
Yeah, I think
Was the thing.
they were trying to be like the fancy
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
But I mean nobody uses it when you can't use it at half the fucking places you go to. So,
Yeah. Did your card ever turn to Discover?
no, I never had a Discover card. My dad had a big one for years.
Okay. Yeah.
I remember Discover because they had the weird number. It was always 6011, I think was the first
First
four
Wow.
digits of them. Yeah. Something like that. And Amex was 3. Visa was 4 and MasterCard was 5, if I
Yeah.
recall.
Yeah.
Yeah, back from my retail days.
So it is.
But no, so my wife's got me finally convinced to use my credit card for gas because I do get points, and we turn those into Amazon loot crates. So because with my bank, I can turn, it gives me points, and those translate directly into Amazon bucks. And so
Okay.
if I need a
Okay.
new fucking spatula or something, I spend 6,000 goddamn points.
All right. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I know my mom. She does that. Basically, with her, anytime it comes up and it's like, "Oh, you're flying somewhere," it's like, "No, I'll get you," because
She wants to pull miles. Yeah.
she has been racking up like miles for years.
Yeah. I mean, those are fine, but you got to use them. That's the thing, man. You know,
Mm-hmm.
because like it was like the years that I worked in the airlines, I had the benefits, but I never fucking used them. So, and then eventually they'd go away. Um, and even now, when we book travel, um, like I'll use the credit card to do that, but I don't get airline miles for it because you get to select. It's like whatever you want, the city buyback points or whatever. Those are
Right.
basically
Right.
Amazon bucks, and I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'll take that because I can always find a couple little things on Amazon that I want. That's more useful than saving up for 10 years for a flight to Tahiti.
Right.
Yeah, that
Right.
makes sense. Yeah.
Nope, totally makes sense. And I mean, in that same token, of course they're going to have the one where it's like, all right, well then you can also we have this option for cash back.
My
And
brother does that. He really likes it. I just, I'd rather have the stuff, I guess.
well, that's the thing is, what were you going to do with it?
I was going
Because
to use it to buy stuff.
and that's the thing is if you do the math on it, almost at all times you get more stuff than you would cash
You
back.
do, yeah.
So if you well, and the funny thing is we're talking about it like you and I are Mr. Big time consumers here. We're not that, but it's just
I don't buy
it's
shit.
yeah.
So,
Well, I mean, stuff. It's like oh, okay. Well, I'm not all the things that my dad and mom would go to the store for, right? That's where the stuff comes in, where it's like, oh, I need vacuum cleaner bags. I can have them here by 2 p.m. if I order
yes.
these pens that I need and these
Yeah.
socks.
Because they're already sitting there, the Amazon
Correct.
warehouse down there
Yeah.
on Powers.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I've actually changed my shopping habits a little bit since they built that motherfucker down there. Because now I'll look and I'll be like, can I get this in like a day? Yeah.
Right.
So it's like, yeah, I'll take that one over the one that's like $2 less. So I don't care.
That's correct. And what's funny too is the cutoff is not even that early.
No,
It's
man.
like 10 o'clock that day.
Yeah. So you can get it by 5 o'clock. It's like, yeah, okay. So yeah.
We are positively spoiled by that service
I
being
had a
here.
student
Yeah.
who was a supervisor there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he quit because Amazon's apparently a brutal company to be in management for. But oh, and that's what they cut the other day. So I saw that. So they cut 60,000 jobs.
Yeah.
They were all fucking managers. So
Well, that and their games division
well,
got
yeah, that's fine.
fucking
Yeah, but
flushed.
these weren't warehouse workers that they cut.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, it was management and like people with yeah, I guess other business divisions, which I guess is what their game studio would
That would make sense.
be. So, but anyway, he was working there. He offered me a tour once. I didn't take him up on it. I should have done that. So then he quit.
There you go.
There you go.
No, that's cool. I think I'd like to see it, but then again, also I've seen it on TV.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, that's
know,
true. I guess you do see it on TV.
and then they always interview some chump, and it's never the worst things that you can watch when it comes to trying to paint labor as virtuous and distraught is whenever they try to puff up the Starbucks union people.
Those people are useless, man. So
So just
they were in the news the other day, man. So arguing, I don't even think it was that old store that we used to go to. It was a different one in town.
oh, this was in town.
They're all in town, man. I mean, there's only a few unionized ones, and like they kind of started at that one that you and I used to go to over there on Academy in Flint Ridge.
Well, I was talking about the national one, like
I
the
don't I don't know about that, but I know like some of the first stores that got unionized were the ones here.
really.
Yeah.
Oh, all
So
right.
including that one with the stinky grate that we used to go to all the time.
It wasn't there great though.
It's McDonald's, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Those guys, it's food, but I think like at night they do like body disposal. Like I
Oh
think
yeah, there's
there's
dead people
yeah,
in there. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. The fucking Tony and Paulie dropping things
No, it's funny because yeah, especially when you see the national ones and they go to the meetings and you have some fucking dumb journalist there. She's sitting there like hyping this up like these people are slaves and all this other shit, and then you just see like the six ugliest human beings that you've come across in your life, and it's not
Well, I don't even know how little how much they get paid anymore. You know, I don't
there.
yeah
If
I
I were to
don't know.
guess, now I don't want to guess like a national average because I'm sure it's placed by it's location dependent.
Yeah,
Um, Here, I'd probably say they're like $18 an hour if I were to guess.
probably. Yeah, And see that is mind blowing because you remember when that used to be like a $4 an hour job.
We
I know.
we
Yeah, I know, but I
we
mean,
have seen.
but that's the thing. I mean, and you keep seeing like, and there's this like this hangover effect from back when Walmart was like the shittiest job you could get, kind
Yeah,
of thing. And
yeah,
now it's a great fucking job. I mean, you get great benefits. The like. I mean, I have many students working for Walmart over the last few years, moving their way. Like because they have this whole progression program where you start out and you're
yeah.
changing socks and folding shirts, and then you become a cashier, and then you can go into a department, and then you can go into management, blah blah blah, all that stuff. And it's just like it's not the shit job that people used to say it was. And so it's just like okay. And the same thing I think is kind of true with the Starbucks thing, where people are like, "Oh my God, these poor abused poetry students." So,
And I'm not saying that there's plenty of those people there. There
I'm
probably
sure.
are. And again, it's the same. It's always the same lot. Like I said, it's six ugliest people you've met, and they all have fucking holes in their faces and all this other shit.
That's something you don't see at so many at the fast food restaurants, do you? So
At the fast food restaurants, there's
you'll
a
see about three of the fattest guys you've ever
they're
seen.
fat and usually very apathetic. What's weird is okay. So here's the thing that I've noticed that always kind of gets me at fast food drive-ins, right? So when you pull into the place, they always have some kind of like promotional, like recorded message for when you get there.
Would you like to use the app?
Yeah, so there's some dude in a recording booth in Los Angeles that is recording this shit where it's
In
like
Tulsa, Oklahoma.
it's yeah, well it's like, hey, welcome to McDonald's. You're gonna be checking in with the app today,
Yeah.
right? And you hear that play and you say, no thanks. And then the next thing comes is like, okay, order.
Good. We're doing it right.
You think I'm lying? Okay,
No, no, I know exactly what
yeah,
you're talking about,
and
man.
you hear
I got the
this
same fucking Taco Bell you do.
every
Would you
now
be
and
using our
then.
app and rewards points today?
It's, yeah.
No, thank you.
I'm not lying.
No,
Everybody
you're
that has
fine.
done that here is in that same boat where you're like, oh man, I get to talk with this very enunciated gentleman or sometimes very polite lady. So it's just like, hey, welcome to McDonald's. Are you going to be using our mobile app today?
I don't know. Like two things that I've noticed about fast food workers around here lately is number one, they're no longer all teenagers.
Oh,
So
those are grown up jobs too.
they are kind of grown up jobs, man,
Yeah.
which is kind of weird. And then the other one is like maybe with the exception of like because the Five Guys, I haven't been there in a while. Where they have like a fucking half division of, like fucking fry flippers and stuff
I
like
don't have
that.
the money to go to Five
I don't
Guys.
have the money for that either, man. I mean, I took my daughter to Wendy's today and it got like hosed for $24. So it's just
Did
like,
you?
geez. So
Well, did you order premium items or what?
no, I ordered combo meals. Come on, man. So
What did she get?
she got a combo meal too. We had two.
And
So
that's 24. Okay, all
yeah,
right.
Wendy's
That
Wendy's
actually,
ain't
yeah.
cheap, man. So Mickey D's is getting a little cheaper lately. Taco Bell is kind of steady, but anyway, with like Five Guys where you have, or even worse, the In and Out, you go there and there's a fucking million employees.
Oh,
All the
yeah.
places that I'm
Yeah.
seeing, they're all like five, six guys now, max, and they're working those things. So and they're not teenagers except for on certain days or nights of the week. Um,
Yeah, it's true.
you know, but it's just not the job that it used to be, because I just honestly I don't think teenagers actually work that much anymore.
I'm starting to wonder. Yes.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious now, man.
Well, it's the same. It's that same sort of situation here where they're finding a lot of teenagers they don't want to drive. And
That
I,
is that is weird to me, man. So I don't know why that is. My niece is like that. She's of age and she's like, no, no. Like, what do you mean you're not gonna? What's the matter with you? Kind of thing.
does your niece live in Chicago?
No,
Does she live?
she lives here, Jeff. Yeah.
Okay, so going places is going to need.
You're gonna need wheels.
That's
Yeah,
correct. Yeah.
correct.
Yeah. All right. All right.
So But I've seen that too, man, and I've talked to some of the people over at the yacht club, who were recently in those like years of eligibility for stuff like that, and all of them drove, and it's like, well, what's going
Yeah.
on? What's going on with these guys today? I don't know. Okay, no idea. So
Well, I don't know. I guess there were a couple of things with that. I mean, so number one, it was just
do they Uber?
uh,
That's expensive.
I've heard some of that. Yes. Well, it's not like they're paying for it, especially if not working.
Yeah, that's true.
It'd be your parents paying for it. But so there were a couple things. It's number one is
I wouldn't let my daughter get in an Uber by herself.
I would. I don't know.
No, I'm sorry, man. So not yet. Maybe in a few years.
It depends. Like you get to pick your driver. I mean, I wouldn't
That's
send
true.
her.
I've used Uber a whopping like 5 times a month. So,
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't.
but you're
I
right.
know this is ridiculous, but I wouldn't send her with a man.
No,
But if there were just
that's not
some,
ridiculous at all.
no,
So
if there were just some like dainty woman that you saw on the app, it's like, yeah, honey, it's like, all right, we'll sit in the back seat
that's who you actually get, man.
or whatever. Like, so I mean, it's just a couple of things. It's just like, all right, so you sit in the back seat, it's fine. Sit behind the driver. If you see anything weird going on, this is how you garrote somebody, and it's that simple. Yeah. Frankly, I don't know what to tell you. If I had, even though I know, especially like here or certain places, I wouldn't let my daughter go places without like a pocket knife.
Certain places in town, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. It's just like with the instructions of like, honey,
Pointy end goes in the bad guy. Yeah.
you don't ask questions or negotiate first. You stab.
You just stab.
That's correct.
Yeah.
And that's to say, again, we live here. It's not that big of a deal. But there's
No.
certain things that I really it wouldn't be a knife. I would basically have in her purse. I
A
would say like,
mace.
take the mace, take the
Take the
pepper
mace.
spray,
Yeah.
and don't. And again, don't hesitate to use it. The person that you hit with it, they won't die.
No.
If it's a mistake, it's a mistake.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you get a bad feeling on this and somebody's trying to rush you, fucking dose them.
Right. Yeah. You get the one with the ripcord on it.
You put a pin on?
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know they had like concussion mace or whatever.
I used to have one. I think I still do. I have one of those in my fishing bag, the bear spray. So
The big can, the one with the handle.
it's like it's probably about the size of, yeah, bigger than a Coke can, but like a little bit skinnier and taller. But yeah, it's got
The
the
trigger.
trigger on it, and then you hold it down, and it does have a pin that you have to pull on.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. But it's not the one that you can fucking bullseye a fucking like beehive with from like 100 yards away.
No, it's not like that. I mean,
Yeah.
it's basically this is your last line of defense. So, because
It's
that
gotta
thing's
be
going to be
used,
on
man.
you within
It's gotta be
seconds.
used. Fucking hose it down. No, I got that, and yeah, that would just. I really, just to be fair, I wouldn't expect that she would ever have to use it.
Not,
Just
no, not here in town. I
no.
mean, maybe there's like certain parts of town, but
Well, so step one is
don't go there. Yeah,
right.
you don't belong there. I'm sorry. This is South Murray. It's not for you. Yeah,
North Murray. It's okay.
it's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. Maybe if you stay north of Palmer Park.
Pretty much. Well, and you say like, all right, well, let me tell you which parts of Palmer Park you can go to.
Actually, I hear Palmer Park's fine now. So I've
Did
asked
they?
several people about that, but that whole thing where that's where the gays used to go, that's just not true anymore.
Did
So
they sweep out the sex?
yeah, it's all gone.
All right.
Yeah.
Sometimes I got to tell you, sometimes I like living in the city. Sometimes they're just kind of like, we're not trying to be progressive,
No.
right?
No. They apparently they clean most of that stuff up. So
Well, it
I was
turns
actually
out,
talking to that water
yeah,
wizard about that a while ago.
really,
Yeah, and he was
yeah,
like, "Oh no, it's not like it used to be at all." I was like, "Well, that was before you got here, man." So because that used to be the place.
a very specific
It's
spot.
very
Yes,
specific type of,
yes,
well, and you were looking for a very specific type of hookup there.
that's correct. I got to tell you, from what I understood of that, because again, it was not for me, but it was made clear to me. It's like you don't have to fill out a whole lot of paperwork down there.
No. Yeah.
That is not what you're looking for. And you know what? Okay, so there's a component to this. This is one of the weird things that I sort of I have a problem with gay culture with, right? Not the actual like I do understand the whole thing where it's like, well, yeah, because this is especially, back then, 10, 15 years ago, it's like I understand when there was sort of less openness to this
30
to have.
years ago. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's
it's
just
been a
say that.
minute,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Yeah.
20. Let's split the difference a little
20,
bit.
so
20.
2005?
I would say so.
Ah, come on, man. You had gay guys on TV by that point in time. Tons of them.
We had gay guys TV in the 80s, in the
Did you?
90s too. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, no, no. Well, I'm just saying that in terms of spots where it was okay to hang out, right? Stuff like this where it's like, all right, if you go here, you know what you're getting. And so,
Yeah.
so I understand that there was a time and place for that here, but there's,
Oh, that was a whole club here, man.
yeah,
So, yeah.
but once you get to a point, it's like, all right, well, we don't care anymore. The time and place is your house at whatever time you
Well, that's what
choose.
Grinder was for, right?
It
Just
still
basically,
is.
yeah,
Yeah.
I know, but basically takes all the, all the paperwork out of the situation.
That's the joke too. Is they're kind of like, wait, you can't. You actually like this. Okay, so I was watching this video about kind of what we were talking about last week, but not on full account. This was they went to a Reddit thread where guys are just kind of like talking about like their most recent like humiliation or things like this, right? And there was this dude that was saying like I couldn't get any matches on Grinder for a couple of days, and that was the joke. It's like you don't. But that's the thing is like you have to match on Grinder. Like people match with black profile pictures. Yeah, I mean just the no pro. People
Oh,
just
I got
swipe
you.
on the picture for whatever it is. It's like this story doesn't add up.
So the guy was lying.
Well, here's the thing: is most of those
Was he actually gay?
I don't.
Yeah.
I'll say this: most of the Reddit threads that you'll find where people are confessing to shit are usually, I would say, at least 25 to 50% made up shit.
Bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I'm going to tell you right off the bat that, like, I don't go on Reddit and I don't go on Discord, but I mean, I am on the LinkedIn and I do see quite a few bullshit stories on there too.
I'll bet you do, huh?
Which are like,
Yeah.
oh, my boss, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, he didn't. Nobody would do that. I mean, come on, man.
Are you are you talking about like the Reddit stories where like or not the Reddit stories, but like the people on LinkedIn where um yeah, and so when my boss came in, he said this is MAGA country and then, fired me or whatever.
It's
This is stupid
exactly like
shit.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Or it's, along the lines of like, I
They
mean,
found out I was trans.
I don't see that much there. I mean, I'm guarantee you see that on Reddit more because there's like sympathy circles, I guess.
Very much
You
so,
know,
yeah.
you don't really see that on LinkedIn, but you do see like people that are quasi hiding political messages, which they're
Oh
pretty good
yes.
at scrubbing down. So, but
Are they
yeah, they're
on
very good.
LinkedIn?
Yeah, they're pretty
Yeah.
good. I mean, you find some stuff here and there, but it doesn't get boosted. It doesn't get shared around that much. But every now and then you see this story and it's like, I know where this is going. Yeah,
Right.
So
Right.
you're going to tell me about how you suddenly discovered this hive of racism at your workplace. It was there all along, Jeff.
See, that's the problem, Patrick. I have gone out of my way to try and find those hives. And people act like they just stumble over three of them on their way to work.
All the places that I've worked, I can think of like maybe, I mean, less than five guys who are like avowed, sworn racists.
Now, I'm not talking about, here's the thing I'm not talking about
Maybe,
people who
maybe
made
three.
jokes. Because I've known plenty of people who made jokes, and it was in,
Yeah, but those were like every
yes,
place that I was at. That was bilateral joking.
that is correct.
So you gave it and you got it back.
You took your lumps, you gave them
There
back.
were certain words you did not say,
They
so
weren't for you.
they weren't for you.
That's fine.
You got one. You got one.
Like
You know,
even they had sort of an unspoken like just three for the day. Don't go
no,
crazy with it.
yeah, no.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, no. I mean, I mean, some people would use that word like
It just describe the
it
weirdest
was
thing.
an
It's like,
adjective, a noun, and a verb.
it's just the weirdest thing. It's just like distinctively those things. It's like you see those Chinese N words over there. I'm like,
Wait a minute, what?
are they?
You mean those guys who are just Chinese, right? Yeah.
You think I'm joking?
No, I know you're gonna joke. Yeah.
I know you've heard it too.
A million times, man. So, but yeah, I mean, in all of my career, I probably only know like I had a boss who was he was
Was he on the scale?
he was on the scale. I mean, he
How
wasn't full
far?
blown. Well, okay, so on the 3 point scale, he
Yeah.
was a 2.2. You know, he was a good solid 2.2, and he took him months to out himself in front of me. So,
How?
well, he was just quiet about it, you know. But he would sit and he'd watch you for a while, and then he'd see if you were going to be an ally, so kind of thing. So he dropped these little hints, you know, here and there. You know, it was like I know what you're doing. So
I have found that typically those folks, and maybe this hasn't been your experience, but
he was from Texas. If
is
that's
from
where you're
Texas.
going with
Well, okay,
it.
it could be. I have found that oftentimes, though, folks they don't like a lot of groups, but there's one group they really don't like,
That was exactly him.
and
Yeah.
it can be different from person to person.
Yep.
Like I'm going to say this with some of the guys I worked with, they did not like Native Americans.
See, I've never run into that one. But to be fair, I've never worked in that close proximity.
Right,
So either,
right.
I mean, I was in the neighborhood, but I mean, and like in all, that is probably the most rare ethnicity
You never
that I've
see
ever
it.
seen.
Yeah,
I knew
yeah.
one guy who was full-blooded Sioux back at
Oh,
the
didn't he
airport.
work at? Yeah, didn't he
Yeah,
work at the? Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
he
yeah.
was a great dude too, man. And he was he was interesting because he had like blue beard. So,
Yeah,
but it
yeah,
wouldn't
yeah.
grow. So, but he had like this blue beard going
It
on.
just stopped.
It just his face was gray. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it was interesting. But he was a really cool dude. Um, but yeah, I mean, he was the only one that was like full, like had like you know full rights and everything,
Right,
privileges on the
right.
reservation, yada yada yada, all that stuff. He was the only one, man. Everywhere else, like man, I've worked with more people from overseas now than I have ever worked with before.
Yeah,
So, you know, and then I still haven't seen someone who's full blooded Native American in 20 years.
dude. Like when I was staying on
No,
the
no, no.
reservation, I barely saw them.
Yeah.
And a lot of that. Look, this is the thing: was a lot of their contempt came from the fact that they can't keep you on jobs.
Yeah. No.
And again, that's not to justify it, but most of it, it wasn't in terms of I hate you for being this. It's that you have these tendencies that seem to be happening over and over again, right? Um,
As I said, I've got no experience with that, man.
it was well, it was
So,
interesting.
never
Again,
seen it.
it was an interesting slice of life. I'll say it that way. It's
I mean, that's going to exist probably next to any reservation. So, in
oh no,
some
of
respects,
course.
yeah.
Yeah, I was there near a bunch of them, so
Yeah.
I was. I don't know what tribe is supposed to benefit from the Four Bears Casino, but that was not being spread out. I feel like 14 of you
All
have
driving
done
Cadillacs.
really well for
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yourselves, but I don't think a lot of the other people are getting shit.
Yeah. No, I don't know anything about that.
No, I understand. I understand. But yeah, that was again, that was a North Dakota thing. I know these were all people where it's like because all right, so I guess this would be the tough thing is did you ever have like did you ever bring on actually this must have happened to you a million times like where you brought on new personnel
Mm-hmm.
and they were gone in a week and you're like fuck
Mm,
I needed
not, no, not really.
really okay
Yeah,
okay
so to be fair, like most of the hiring that I've done over the years has been, you know, like I mean, it was much more organized than that. So it wasn't just like, hey, handshake, and then this guy bolts in a week. It
Okay.
was like, all right, so handshake, and all you fuckers are on probation. And that's with the full knowledge that we're probably going to lose two or three of you. You know,
Okay, so you had that buffer just kind of like,
yeah, because
okay.
like most of the places that I've worked, with the exception of like, yeah, well, and even then, some of the places that I worked, openings were kind of rare. Okay, and so
Right, right,
typically we
right.
had people kind of lined up. Like when I worked in the airlines, I mean, you always had people who wanted to get in who were working with the contractors and things like that.
Oh,
So
okay,
you
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
knew, like, it's like, all right, we're going to go poach that guy. It's like we got an opening because so and so's retiring, so come on over. We'll get you signed up. Um, and then the only other place that I've done a lot of hiring is amongst teachers. And I mean, I've never had one of those just show up and like work for like 2 weeks and say, "Fuck this."
Okay.
I
I
don't
can
think
see,
I've ever
I
had
can
one do
see that
that.
situation be like, oh my God, I don't,
It's like, I guess I'm teaching your class now.
right?
Yeah, fucking joy. So
Well,
yeah, I didn't see that much of that.
what about the railroad?
That one was highly structured, man.
Okay,
So I
all
mean,
right.
we did hiring halls twice a year. We'd hire 30 or 40 people at once, and then only half of them would make them through the school. So we were doing that on purpose.
Okay.
So if a guy came up and turned in his boots and his keys, it was like, all right, good luck, man. So no worries. So
God damn, man, you guys are running this like fucking Navy SEAls.
kind of, yeah,
Yeah,
because it was one of those things where it's like, yeah, it's a tough life, man. You're gonna find out real quick whether or not you want to do it.
yeah.
So we have a lot of guys. Oh yeah, I'll do it. Brr, 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 and then 2 weeks later, they're fuck this.
That's fine. No, it's
It's totally fine. But we would do these realistic job previews during the hiring halls where we'd be like, this is what's going to happen. This is what your life's going to look like.
right.
And they wouldn't believe us. So it's like, oh, they're just trying to scare us. And we're like, no, no, we're not. But that's why we had a
Yeah.
lot of nepotism there because we'd hire people if their dad or their brother or somebody was there because they knew the life, and it was
Yeah.
like, all right, you know. Um,
I've heard of other jobs that try to wash you like that. I remember somebody talking about and this is a while back. This is not like current. This was like in 2000s, like 90s, 2000s. They were talking about the firefighters, and
oh, yeah.
one of the things they said, like one of the first things they say is like, look, um, this is just part of the job, so
Hmm.
you need to know this. There is a pretty good chance you will die from some kind of cancer from doing
Yep.
this job,
Yep.
right? So if any of these things alarm you right up the jump,
Not the job for you.
right. And then yeah, I guess it used to be a lot worse in terms of really trying to. I don't want to say haze because it's accurate, but not quite the same like Full Metal Jacket kind of way.
No.
But there
Yeah.
was definitely some of that where it was like, look, we're trying to wash you. It's like this is the way they used to say it, and this was the thing. Is
That's
like,
different than hazing, man. You're not making the guy drink a whole bottle of Jack Daniels and do fucking push-ups.
fair enough. No,
You
no,
know.
you're right on that. But there was a version of this where it's like they were like trying to verbally kind of beat you up and stuff too, because they're like, look, the whole thing on this is if any of this offends you, if any of this bothers you, right?
Yeah, we need to know that.
It's not just we need to know that. It's like there will be times. Here's the thing: we are going to drive out to places,
Hmm.
and there's going to be a kid split in half.
Yeah, I know.
I'm like, well, I can't fathom that. It's not the kind of thing that I do. But
No.
there's that component of like, yeah, it's just like you gotta. If this bothers you, then what is this going to do to you?
Well, I mean, I hear the
Um,
police academy is just as bad. So with that, so
I heard it used to be a lot worse. I heard it's kind of,
I have no idea, man. I
kind of
know that like
cupcakey now.
actually getting to be a cop in this town is like kind of a choice gig. Um,
We knew guys that were trying to do that for years,
I knew
right?
guys who were trying to do that for a long time, man. But like, I mean, the other thing is like it's not really that hard to get on with the sheriff's department here. And then you can jump over to the police department and make twice as much money.
What's the
Kind of
difference?
thing. I don't know, man. I think I saw it somewhere. Like a police officer in this town. I remember when they were making like $70,000 a year, thinking that was a shitload of money. They make way more than that now.
Oh,
So
but that was $70,000 in like 1990.
no, that was like maybe 15 years ago. So
That's still not that far away.
no,
I
that's
mean,
not that
no,
far
no.
away.
So
Yeah, no. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I don't want to do it. I
Oh
don't want to
Lord,
do it.
no. I couldn't do that job. That is way too much. That is like man, I live such a low stress experience. I love
If you want to,
it.
you want to talk about the antithesis of who we are as people. It's just kind of,
Being a cop?
yeah.
Yeah, no, I can't do that. Yeah, I couldn't be a firefighter either. Jeff, I'm not a thrill seeker. If you haven't noticed,
I picked up on.
yeah.
I mean, well, to be fair, there was a time where I think you kind of were like. So, for example, if you actually got onto one of those like ship crews, right?
That would have been cool.
You know,
Yeah, but I'm so glad that didn't happen. So that ship went down eventually.
I did not.
Yeah, it did.
I didn't. I didn't ask you to follow up.
Yeah, well, I just haven't noticed that. Yeah,
Like recently,
it
or
went down in a hurricane like 5, 6 years ago.
okay,
So
but
yeah.
not the years that you would have been on it
Well, who knows if I loved it? Maybe I got down with it on a hurricane.
for like
So,
30 years.
well, that wasn't that long ago. So, which is
Yeah,
probably.
we're all over the map when it comes to our time frames right now. It's just a little bit of a mess. No, there's that. I mean, there are other things where I don't know if you count this as thrill seeking. Like, I was just thinking about why was I'm sorry. I was looking at I got ambushed by like some gun tube stuff. So I was thinking about you and like the gunfighter club stuff.
Oh yeah, but that was fun.
I was gonna say, do you count that as thrill
Not
seeking?
really.
I mean,
That was just fun. So,
yeah, but I mean, like a lot of people are like terrified to be in front of audiences, and so they get a kick out of it. But
that was a little terrifying at first, but quite honestly, I wouldn't be the teacher that I am if I hadn't done that.
there you
So,
go.
I mean, I
All
can
right,
teach in front of a lecture hall with 1,000 fucking people in it, not even break a sweat.
right,
Doesn't even bother me.
yeah.
So, and that would absolutely freak the fuck out of a lot of people. So, doesn't bother me a bit. So,
And even
so
then,
yeah, I don't
yeah,
see that as
yeah.
thrill seeking, man. That's just
Okay,
part of my
all right,
job. So, yeah.
all right. I was gonna say some people would have seen it that way. Maybe like that year that you did. Did you do 2 years Civil War reenactment?
I did only that one year,
Just the 1 year?
and it was dumb, so I didn't go.
Well, did you say like you spent most of the time there at like 7-Eleven or something like that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't a 7-Eleven. What the fuck was it? It was it's famous. They have good pizza. But it's like a 7-Eleven. I can't remember what it's called. So
Well, if it was Bucky's, you'd know.
it's
But
not Bucky's.
yeah.
No, no, much smaller than Bucky's. I can't remember. I'll think of it eventually. So, but it was basically a 7-Eleven. And so we sat there and drank coffee, and all these other guys are sitting over there in their fucking tents eating hardtack and shit and drilling. And it's like, this is gay. So,
Now, is there a version of it that was like when you look at it and you just say like, well, this is it. This is the real deal, or were you kind of on the outskirts of like,
well, no, it was a big deal, kind of like meat and I mean, I was part of this like club that had members all over the United States, kind of thing, and so we were supposed to get together, and that didn't pan out. Only a few of those guys showed up, and then so like what I really wanted to see was I wanted to see what a Civil War battle looked like, and I mean, no,
no?
no, man. I mean, everybody's fat. Everybody's old, I mean, everybody needs to be an officer, so it's like,
Oh,
my understanding
I
is
see
there
what
are
you
some
mean.
people who take it very, very seriously, but getting a lot of them in one place is kind of like a once every 5 year kind of thing. And this was just an annual one. And I was where was I work? I think I was still sky capping at that time, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I wasn't working for the airline, so I flew out there on one of my dad's passes.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it's the only time I've ever checked a gun. So that's the
A
only
very
time ever.
specific kind of gun
Very
as well.
specific
Yeah,
kind.
yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, that's the only time I've ever checked a gun. And went out there, yeah, I must have been. I was in college when that happened, so maybe
Really?
yeah, I think it was like maybe my first year, because yeah,
God, I feel like you did that in your final year of high school or something, but I guess that's not true.
No, no, because I know I was over 18.
Okay.
Yeah, I
All
was
right.
over 18. I couldn't get a rental car. So, um,
How the fuck did you get around?
well, well, to be fair, from Memphis, it wasn't that far away.
Yeah, but you didn't walk.
No, but I stayed in the hotel the first night. And then those guys that I was supposed to meet up with, they were in that area.
Oh,
So, and
okay.
then, so they
All
gave me a lift out to the battlefield. And it was a 2 day thing. And then by the end of the halfway through the second, I'm like, fuck this. This is dumb,
right. It happens.
man. I know. And I mean, but that was like right after that was when I got into the old West gunfighting. That was way more fun because those guys were fucking cool. So,
Well, you told me like with that crowd, those are the dudes that you just like hang out and press shells with, right?
oh yeah,
Yeah,
oh
yeah,
dude, we used to go drinking, and I wasn't 21. They didn't give a fuck. So yeah, I mean, we rolled around in like this gypsy caravan, man, with all these fucking. It looked like something on a Twister with all these fucked up, RVs.
just fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then like everywhere that I went, I didn't have an RV, but I had my one green Blazer and I could sleep in the back of that. And so, yeah, I mean, we would go and it'd be like every trip that we took was a 2, 3 day thing. And then we do like 2 days worth of shows and then we just drink on sit just around a campfire. So, yeah.
Well, you guys were getting paid for this, right?
Not always, but usually. But we didn't pay. We didn't get paid. We took that money and we gave it to the DAV.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, well, we not the DAV, the VA, because we would go down to Walsenburg, where the big VA hospital is, at the end of the season and give them a big cardboard check with all the money that
Oh,
we had
okay,
made.
okay.
There was only one place that did pay us, and that was Buckskin Joe's. So,
Oh, okay.
because we
Yeah.
would go down there and they would have us do, like if they had guys who were out for a couple days, they'd pay us to come down there and do like 2 days worth of shows. So
I was gonna say they have their own.
they had their own resident guys, and
Yeah.
those guys had awesome costumes. I mean, those guys.
Do they?
Oh man, those guys had professional costumes. So they were decked out. So
It's interesting to know. The way that you describe this here is just the groups within the groups, where it's this type, and then there's like a second group of these people who are these kind of professionals,
yeah,
kind of like Renaissance fair jousters.
yeah. Shit, man, I remember checking those guys in at the airport when they come through.
Yeah.
So yeah, when they come in, and you'd pick something. What the fuck is this? He's like, it's a suit of armor. I was like, got it.
Need you to put
that
this thing on the scale
that
for me.
happened all the time, man.
Really?
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
okay. I never saw it.
I used to see those guys all the time, man. So yeah, and they would check, and then they'd have their case with their swords in them and stuff. You know,
You don't have to fill out any special paperwork for that, do you?
nope,
Yeah. Nope.
can't take it on the plane though. Even before
I
9/11,
was
that
saying,
was a no-no. You know,
that was in a closet check.
yeah, that wasn't something you could put in the closet. Yeah.
No, it's fine. We'll gate check it
We'll
for
get
you.
checking for
Just
you.
no,
It'll
it's
be waiting for you
waiting
here.
for you. Yeah. I can't.
Onward to be concourse.
That's funny. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to check those guys in a lot, man. So, because they would kind of rove around in batches. So, because they were the guys who
Yeah.
did the professional jousting. Yeah.
They would have a. I watched a show about this. I watched they had this show about guys that were like jousters, for a little bit. Actually, I didn't watch it. Did I try? I must have worked on that.
Maybe you
Okay.
transcribed it. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, that's so it's when you think sometimes you're like, oh, that's right. It's June 24th or whatever. Every nation's Renaissance fair is happening this week.
First Sunday of the month. Yeah.
But that's not true. It sort of rotates so that these guys actually go to a bunch of different ones and they collaborate. No, I'm good for right now. I mean, it would make sense.
It would, yeah.
I did see something about sort of the like we talked about it. When we talked about the that mall of ours that was on the like
Tiffany Square.
yeah the
Yeah.
depressing dilapidated malls thing.
I went back and looked at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, you went there?
No, 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 no. I went back
Oh,
to that website that I found that YouTube channel. So, and it was, yeah, it was only like this last summer or this last winter that he went there. So,
yeah,
anyway,
yeah, and there was a I should have lost my train of thought.
what different mall or
No, it wasn't a different mall. It was about it was that same kind of thing, but trying to remember. It was about something that just sort of. Oh, it was about state fairs.
oh, really?
Yeah, evidently that is. They're not doing too well.
Um, so I went to our state fair.
Well, it's input way below.
Yeah, it's right in downtown Pueblo.
Yeah,
Yeah. Um, I want to say it was about 4 or 5 years ago.
yeah.
Well, no, it must have been like it was before COVID.
Okay.
It was a mess. So it was absolutely packed.
Oh,
Yeah, it was not. I was like, I'm not coming back to this because parking sucks. Yeah.
well, I remember going there, and I do remember parking and stuff
State
like that.
fair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and my family used to go every year.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, see, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I think my dad took my brother and I once when we were kids. Um, yeah, I don't think my mom went on that actually.
I could see your mom sitting this one out.
Yeah,
I could see your mom saying like, "It stinks,"
it does stink. Yeah, it does stink.
and I'm sure that given the way that you've described, like how she grew up in Michigan, she probably saw shit like that when she was younger.
Possibly. Yeah. I don't know. My mom was a town girl, so
Was she? Okay, so all
yeah,
right.
they lived
Yeah.
in town. Yeah, they did
Oh,
not.
that's weird. Okay, because I guess I always picture
I think
like,
my great grandmother had a farm. So
all right, because when I
yeah,
picture the uh whatever it was, the fucking like the Jehovah's Revival or whatever the she was.
Christian reform. Yeah, there
Okay,
you
I'm sorry.
go.
I'm sorry. All right. Whatever branch of Scientology she was in, I always picture that as being sort of like out in the country, but
She did not grow up wearing a bonnet. No,
not necessarily that, but just a little bit like. Look, there was a time when I don't
those
want to
did not
say,
have chin strap beards.
and I say I'm not, I'm not saying I grew up. I'm just saying, like, even for a time, like even our houses were kind of on the outside of the city.
Yeah, no, we went and visited my mom's house a couple of years ago. It's the one she grew up in. It's very suburban. So
Okay,
I mean, it's 1920s, like so it's like the houses you see downtown, kind of stuff.
like Victorian, like
No, more like the Craftsman ones, the
oh, okay,
smaller ones, not the big ones,
not the
but
ones that are, you know, when you go by square footage, it's like 7 layers high, and
yeah, those like fucking cake topper buildings. Yeah. So
if you have a downtown in your area, you probably got some of these
you
houses.
probably
Yeah,
have something very similar.
yeah.
Yeah. No, not like that. Just very normal looking neighborhood. Houses are just a little smaller. Um,
Well, and this is okay. So, you and I have kind of discussed the merits and the demerits of sort of like the quote unquote like housing crisis, for young people and all that
I've
other
been
stuff,
looking
right?
at that a little bit.
So, well, the weird thing, and you tell me if this is sort of, I feel like there's arguments on this that are like a series of half truths that sort of add up to a legitimate complaint, right?
Um, Maybe.
Well, all right. So one thing that they have stated, and this is absolutely true, is like, all right. So for a lot of these folks, they say like, so my either my mom and dad or my grandma and grandpa, they sort of like interchange these to put them in a different
Mhm.
generation, right? They say like, well, they bought the first house when they were 23, and then they're like,
Mhm.
okay, this is a fact, and then they show the house,
Yeah.
and it's this room, that
Yeah, they're
room,
not very big.
a bathroom,
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes three bedrooms and one bathroom. Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah.
and a lot of times there's no basement, right? It's just it's
Or it's
a
got a cellar.
yeah, a
Yeah.
couple of bedrooms
Mhm.
and like a kitchen
Mhm.
and like a living room.
Mhm.
That's the house,
Yep.
the whole thing.
Yep. So like my aunt who sold her house in Naperville for like $1 million fucking dollars.
Florida?
No, Chicago. So it's
Oh,
a nicer part of
am I wrong?
Chicago.
Naperville's in Florida too.
I think I know what you're talking about. I don't think it's called Naperville, but yeah.
Okay, all right.
Anyway, Chicago, and her house was about the size of this amount of
Yeah,
space here, and then like the kitchen would be half this size. There'd be two bedrooms against that wall, and this is like the living room. But she did have one basement that led to a cellar,
okay,
and that's where her furnace and she had a coal chute in her house.
right,
So
right,
kind of thing. But yeah, she paid for like $15,000 for that house in like 1955. So yeah,
right, right.
and I mean, it was on a big lot. It was on like a not quite a full acre, but like probably a 3/4 acre lot.
God damn.
It was a
You
big
play
one.
some pickup football in that yard.
Dude, she had an enormous garden when I was a
Oh
kid.
yeah.
So, oh
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
so you fucking grow corn and shit. Yeah, I know. It was enormous, and then like, so she moved out of there probably in the mid '90s or maybe the early 2000s, because we went out there. Last time I saw that house, I think was 2002.
Okay.
Yeah, because
Okay.
that's when my cousin got married. My wife and I went out there,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
so that can actually put a pin on that date. But anyway, like all her neighbors had sold, and they had bulldozed the little tiny houses and put fucking McMansions on there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and I mean, she was like, "Oh yeah, they come by every day." She's like, "I'll move when I want to move." Well, eventually she did, and sure as shit, within like 24 hours, her
Right.
house was bulldozed. So yeah, there's some of that going on. The home ownership thing is like,
Well, because I said like it's way more profitable for them to actually build bigger houses, so they're not going to waste their time building
no,
the
they're not
smaller
going to
ones
build
like
little
that.
starter
Yeah.
houses, and that's
Yeah.
why most of your starter homes are going to be townhomes. People are like, I don't want a wall neighbor, kind of thing. And it's like, shut the fuck up. Everybody starts with a house like that,
Well, on top of it,
you
don't a
know.
lot of those places also have like dudes that like shovel your walk and shit?
Yeah, or you all split utilities or something,
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah.
or you don't have to worry about doing your own gardening and stuff. Now, like what I see with a lot of people with home ownership, and I've seen this among some of my younger students who just they don't want to fucking work. And it really
You,
comes down to that. Okay.
you
It's
really
like,
don't pull punches
I
and
don't
shit.
pull fucking punches. And so they're looking for ways to make mailbox money when you realize that your income is hands down your best money making generating machine when you don't have any money to start with. And all you can do is work. So, and when you're young, so like, I was having this talk with this guy at the yacht club the other day. Just met him out of the blue. He's like 25 and he was kind of morose about this stuff.
This in particular.
Yeah. And I'm like, dude, you're 25. So if you rewind my clock, 20 plus years to get to there, I would be fucking lethal. And so that's so yeah, you need to like make sure that you stick with this and stack cash as like the best thing you can do when you're 25 is stash away $100,000 because it is really hard to make your first $100,000. If you can knock that out by the time you're 30, you're going to be a millionaire, man. It's that simple. And like, oh, I can't buy a house, blah blah blah. It's like, okay. And I mean, I know this guy a little bit. I haven't really talked to him that much, but he shows up there every now and then.
Yeah,
And
good
it's
dude,
just,
hard worker, or
no.
no,
I mean,
no.
he's a good dude, but he doesn't want to work. I can tell. So, he doesn't like the job market. He doesn't like the idea of having a boss. He doesn't like, being told where to be, kind of thing. And it's like, all right, I empathize with all those things, man, but those
Great.
are those are pretty small concessions if you actually want to get out of the situation that you're in right now. You're going to have to pick one of those. And I told him about the pick three rule,
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
thing. He's like, yeah, maybe I'll move. I was like, yeah, fucking move. If you can't find the things around here, that's fine. So they're out there, man. But he's just being a little morose about it. I'm like, see, that's why I don't like that narrative about can't win, don't try, is because, okay, fine, maybe that's globally true. Okay, maybe there's a whole bunch of people who are homeowners or want to be homeowners or want to start a family or want to have kids or whatever. Okay, and so we see a downtrend in that. I question that, but whatever. Let me just assume for the sake it's true. That's not a good message to turn around and tell that guy because that's just going to give him an excuse to quit. So, and it's like you don't need to be the average, man. You can do way better. You know.
Well, okay, so there's a couple of components of that are a little bit rough because you know one part of that too is all right. So if you look at that and you say like actually it's kind of like when we talked there was this video that was making some traction about um, fuck the American dream, the European dream is all on top of it, right? It
What
shows
the
this.
fuck is a European dream?
It showed this nice white guy just like, well, this is the thing is it was like
Sides on his head.
he did not, but I mean this is the thing where it's like he keeps showing all this like outdoor stuff, and I'd rather be European and being outside and not working 60 hours a week. I'm like, I noticed you're out in the wilderness. I'm not seeing any Muslims around you. So there's a part of this like, okay, no, that's fine. That's fine. You sell this version of Europe. But there is something to be said about, and you probably know this too, there's a lot of places in Europe where the expectations of life are just different,
Oh yeah, totally.
right? Where it's
Yeah,
like, we actually, we chill a lot.
they do.
We hang out a lot,
Yep.
right? It's just, we're going to be here,
Yep.
like hanging out at this
They
cafe.
drink a lot.
We drink a
They
lot.
drink a lot.
We're going to be here for like 4 hours just kicking it, right? And when you look at it, you flip around and say, first and foremost, if you're willing to look at this and say, like, guys, you realize that living like this is better than most kings in the
Oh,
entirety of history,
fucking
right?
yeah, like 100 years ago, man. You still
Right.
let them be, or maybe 150, but whatever. Yeah.
But you know what I mean? It's like this, like, even if you look at it and say, like, even just this,
Mhm.
if you take a second and just appreciate what's around you,
Yeah.
your life fucking rules,
Oh, it's awesome.
right?
Yeah. You have access to better food than people have had ever. Yeah. And it just keeps getting better every year, man. I mean, yeah. So, like, I've had a lot of European students, and so I've got a good feel for this because some of them, yeah, they get over here to the United States and it's rat race kind of thing, and they see like how competitive it is, and it's not for them. That's fine.
Absolutely.
They go back home, they, work their 30-hour, 32-hour work week, they pay their fucking fortune in taxes. So, and they bitch about the fact that, hey, if I want to make it in this company, I got to stay at the shit job for the next 15 years before Hans Sr. dies, or retires. And then I get to get promoted to custodian two. Woohoo. But that's kind of how that works.
Yeah.
And so for every student that I've had that came from one of those areas and missed it, for those elements, I've had another one who's like, fuck that place. I'm never going to get ahead. And it's like if I want to pencil my whole life in when I'm 25 and write it till I'm 60, then Europe is great. Okay, but if I like to have question marks at the end of my sentences, I'm in the wrong place if I'm in fucking Germany. So
Well, because yeah, a lot of those answers are like, well, because that's the way it is. That's how we do things.
yeah, and who are you to shut the fuck up?
Exactly.
Yeah, you're
Yes.
22.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing is you can be American and do that too because I mean the opportunities are right there. So if you're like, all right, so you're living in this townhouse for a little bit, it's like, and
Yeah, that's great. I mean, you're probably living in a 1,400 square foot townhouse. That's bigger than that house your parents bought in 1955, or your grandparents did.
how many
You
times,
know,
how many stories out of like your grandparents or whatever? It's like, so John, Jeffrey, and Jake shared a room.
Mom and dad had a room, and then the girls had a room, and we all had a bathroom that had a schedule posted on a chalkboard.
You know, I'm not
That was
joking.
my mom's house, man.
Okay, yeah, yeah, you're familiar with it because the thing is like, well, so yeah, in the boys' room, three boys, two beds.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, one single and a twin. So for the younger boys, yeah,
And that shit was middle class.
totally middle class. Oh, your dad had like your family had a car, and that was awesome. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, there's that
Well, there
aspect
were a lot
too.
of dudes who's like, but that just walked to work.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, he had a streetcar that would stop.
Well, you're talking about the days where it's like, Well, I mean, so what'd your dad do? So, well, he was a coal miner, but that still didn't mean he didn't wear a three-piece suit and a tie.
Exactly.
Um,
Yeah.
he never went out without his coal mining derby, and everybody was basically overdressed for every
Everything.
occasion. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, we're going to the park to play some football. It's like, okay, I'll go ahead and get my double-breasted jacket.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, to be fair, I mean, so like, there's another thing about like that generation. Like, we're not thinking my parents, but specifically like my grandparents' generation.
yeah.
Okay, so if you're actually set up or, getting set up around World War II, the world is fucking different at that
I'll
point in
bet.
time. Yeah,
I'll bet.
so you just soaked out about 2 million men from the population.
Right.
Okay, I mean 600,000 of whom never came home, and then another 1.5 million that are missing bits. And so I mean, and like jobs were they were everywhere. Um, I've played L.A. Noire. I know what they were building for the freeway to do. And so it was just a different time, man. And so to use that as your standard is a little unfair.
Yeah.
I mean, all you have to do is roll the clock back another generation. That feels a little bit more right. Okay. So yeah, people are wearing three-piece suits, but I mean, you had to grind a little bit in order to get that together. And, like the 1970s, 80s, they were not really that different. Because I remember my parents when they bought their house, their interest rate was 22%. So,
Dude, I remember this is the same kind of shit where it's like, all right, well, you can track the economy the same way. There was a time in like the 80s and 90s where they were offering certificates deposit
yeah,
for fucking like
like
21%.
21%. I remember those. Yeah. Where you could get a CD. I don't remember them quite that high, but I do remember my grandma getting me a CD that was like 12. And so she put like $100 in there. I was so thrilled. Like the next year when I got 120. Yeah, so,
Well, if I mean, and this is the thing, and people say like, well, because I used to get people like get calls about it, asked about this. Are these ever coming back? Because
oh, they loved them.
people were clamoring for us. Like, see some good ones in there right now for like four. You
Exactly.
guys offer the best ones in the state right now. Do
Yeah.
you think those 21 percenters are coming back? And
No.
like, well, so they give out these to take your money to lend out.
Right.
Um, so unless the actual rates we're giving,
Mm,
right, that would have to be whatever they're giving on CDs, add 3% to that,
right.
and that's what they're lending for,
Right.
right? And I guess that's the thing is people didn't put that together. They're like, well, where did those go? Like they have your money.
Yeah. They went to the 19.
They, they've got it.
They went the way of platform shoes and plaid.
Right.
Yeah. No, but so like today, there was something I was doom scrolling a little bit, and there was, there's this thing that shows up that tries to visualize like certain things in the economy and stuff like that. And one of them had to do with housing prices, and it showed Colorado as bright red, on its alert scale
Yeah.
right now. It says that like 23% of the people in the state spend half their income on their fucking rent. That is bullshit. So there is no way. So that is true. I don't know what kind of stat kajiggery they're doing with that, but I can get on Zillow right now, and within 15 minutes, I can find an apartment, a nice apartment in this town for $1,000 a month. So if you're only making $24,000 a year, your problem is different than the price of
Well, I
housing.
was going to say I'd
Yeah,
have to know what the if that's the case. And look, and there's a version of that where that could be true,
could
right?
be true.
But what I don't know here is because if that is true, then that means our wages are in real trouble.
But yeah, but see, like we was just talking about that a little while ago. $18 an hour for Starbucks doesn't sound awful, man. And like the same thing's true with what?
When we were growing up, it's like I can retire off that.
More than my dad was making. So, you know, yeah, it's just it's a little bit nuts. But I mean, the thing is that the base zero has changed. I mean, how much, like all the inflation that took place over like the COVID years and stuff like that has really nobody's kind of like processed through that and realized that, like, okay, yeah, a trip to Wendy's is going to be $25 from now on. Okay. But I can take a look at just my salary, and the other day they published the salary of everybody that I work with, and so I got to
Oh,
look at it. Yeah, that's something they do, and
oh, because they have to do that
I
here, right?
think they do.
I
Yeah,
believe
and
so.
so, but it is kind of shocking. Like even jobs that I was the same job that somebody is doing that I was doing like 6 years ago pays like 50% more than what
Fuck.
I was making back then, and it's the exact same fucking job. I'm like, damn. So it's like everything's just shifted to the right a little bit, in terms of like scale. And I don't think some people are used to that, and that's why you see that TikTok bullshit. Oh, my parents had, a house that cost them fucking peanuts, you know. So it's like, asshole, your parents made like 50 cents an hour.
Well, this again, you look at it and say, like, okay, can you show me the castle that your parents used to own? It's like, yeah, okay, so it
Right.
is again, it's 1,200 square feet,
Yeah.
4 rooms,
Right. With the coal chute.
a toilet with a pool chair from the ceiling.
My aunt had one of those. The ones where you put the gun behind it if you're going to shoot the bullets against it.
I was thinking the same way. Okay, actually, all right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then there's that other component of it here too. Yeah, is if wages are that depressed, I'm like, yeah, then there is a problem, and that we need to figure out what that is. But I gotta tell you one thing, I'm curious. So here's the shit that's got me is that she usually ends up sort of flushing things out. Is gas is cheap, especially
Dude,
here.
I am shocked at how cheap it is. I've been tracking it a little bit lately, and it was pretty steady, Freddie, for a long time.
Yeah.
And the other day, I think I went and filled up, and it was like 279. I was like,
Uh,
what the
I
fuck?
was gonna say, yeah, like down over there, it was like 260. It was
See?
like, so
It's like,
isn't that usually something where it's like, all right, well, if gas is what's the baseline, everybody has to put gas in the trucks to get product from here to here.
yeah,
That is usually passed on from here to here to here.
totally.
I mean, but I will say this: if you tried to buy any steaks recently, they
Beef,
ain't free.
no, beef is shockingly expensive.
Though I
So
understand that there was actually a severe illness thing that sort of
okay, that has. Well,
caused
that's
that.
the same thing that happened with eggs a few months ago.
Eggs are free now
They're
at this
yeah, they're
point.
basically free, man.
Well,
Yeah.
this is a far cry from like a year and a half ago when it was like $13 for six.
That wasn't even a year and a half ago. That was just last spring, wasn't it?
Was it?
See, time is weird, man.
It's relative.
Yeah,
It's
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 relative,
it's arbitrary at this point.
right?
It's like we've actually become those interdimensional beings
Yeah.
that time has lost meaning to. Where it's like it's that story of like Swamp Thing where fucking Arcane is he's in there and his whole body is being fucking devoured by bugs and
Bug.
stuff. And he's sitting there laughing at Swamp Thing, and he's like, "It's like, how many years have I been down here?" And he just Swamp Thing walks away and says, "Since yesterday." And that's the thing is
Oh.
you
Wah, wah, wah.
you lose this sort of when you don't hold to an exact schedule that a lot of other people do. There is sort of a timelessness that it's I have this much work.
Yeah.
It will be done in this 24-hour period.
Yeah.
But when I stop thinking about like linear time, it's like, can I change the
You're thinking
past? Can
about
I
geometric time, yeah.
can I message in a ball? Can I send a message to my past self?
Yeah. Yeah, I've got a little bit of that going on right now too. So
Dude, it's weird. And it's funny, you talked about like the Colorado like salary thing. I think that has to be one of the things that you have to report. I know there's actually quite a few jobs. Like if you look at things that are like remoter stuff, there'll be a lot of them that say Colorado and like two other states cannot apply.
yeah, and that's because of that salary thing. So this state has a stupid law that you actually have to publish a salary band. I mean, it's a good law, all right.
If everyone does it,
Exactly. Yeah.
otherwise they just exclude you.
Yeah, so there is a little bit of that, but that's because their state legislature is fairly insane.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. So, you know,
They're progressive about the stupidest shit.
It's very Colorado, man. I mean, we are always Johnny come lately to just about every party. And so, I mean, we have been like chasing, like tailgating California for years.
Yeah, but we beat
Yeah.
them to the pot punch, though.
Well, we did beat them to the pot punch, but that didn't mean people there were smoking less pot.
No, we just decriminalized it first.
Well, yeah, we did, but um, yeah, but I mean, just the way that like people kind of think.
Oh,
Yeah, that's. I
yeah,
mean, Colorado's got this weird kind of libertarian edge that comes out every now and then.
very much so. Yeah,
But like it's got this real stupid progressive piece that just it's getting worse. So
you don't have to tell me that.
yeah, and I mean I watch Polis. I follow him on Twitter and stuff or X, and he still seems okay, but he's almost out, man.
Right.
He's going to be Gonzo next year, and I know Michael Bennett is running for the governorship, and that guy, I mean, he's as milk toasted.
I'm fine with it.
That's fine too, man. But I have no idea, like, if he's going to be able to stand up to the legislature, which is full of fucking lunatics. Did you see, like, Aurora the other day? Basically, got their own batch of communists in there, and it's like, of all
Shit's
places
retarded.
in Colorado, you
I
got to
know.
be kidding me,
I
man.
know.
So, I mean, God, even the last time I drove through Aurora, I was like, ew.
Yeah, there's this sense of like, why? Why do I have to do this? Why do I?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, very much
No
so.
man should have to.
It's impossible.
There's this no man should have to live like this. It's funny because what with the last elections it surprised exactly no one.
There was a whole bunch of like, okay, what's next? The next day after that.
Well, it was funny because there were a bunch of like Republican busybodies being like, I can't believe they get swept. It's like you guys had no choice. Like you weren't going to win any of these elections.
No, of course
These
not.
fucking nuts. Are you crazy?
No.
The only thing that's any surprise, and it's not a surprise because he was winning by like 49 points, was that Mamdani won. I'm like,
Oh, I don't think anybody was surprised by that.
well, I'm just saying,
I
like,
mean,
it's
fucking Cuomo's a turd, so
yeah.
I mean, that's what happens when you put up an idiot like that. Oh, well, I'm going to run as independent, and then fucking Mr. Red Beret. Everybody was dogpiling his shit the next day because the margin of error. And it was like, well, actually, no, that's still Cuomo's fault, man.
That's correct. No, that's what are you doing?
What are you doing, man?
In fact, if you look at the numbers, when it breaks down to it, it's like, so if our paramilitary guy drops out, Cuomo goes up by this much. If Cuomo goes up by this much, paramilitary guy goes up by more, right?
I don't think either one of them was actually going to beat that.
Oh, no, of course not. But I mean, the only thing surprising about it is like, all right, well, you guys get what you get. Like,
I'm sure it's going to be fine on a certain level, man. I mean, they went through De Blasio for crying out loud. So,
they did.
I mean, the city didn't break off into the sea and sink.
It did not. It did not. But that being said, it's the thing that happened is sort of what I've been thinking is going to happen, especially with the way that these divisions are starting to work out and everybody's putting their own gerrymandering shit in here. Like red spots are going to get redder, blue spots are going to get bluer, and that's just how it's going to be.
Yeah, it probably, especially with the gerrymandering. But I mean, like the thing with the gerrymandering is that I mean they're literally just putting in the last couple border pieces on the puzzle.
Well, because
I mean, it's been like this for
fucked up already.
It's been like this for decades.
The fact that both got, I mean, the fact that the both is the pointing at each other and saying like, these guys do this. I'm like, what the fuck? These guys,
all you guys
all
do
of you
that.
do
Yeah,
this.
all of you do this. I mean, because it's one of the few ways the states can legitimately fuck with the federal government, so they do it. It's fine. It's not going to result in anything too different because really, when it comes down to it, I mean, Congress has been closed for ages now. I mean, since like Gingrich days,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know like the Democrats held the House from like fucking the Depression to 1992. So we don't get runs like that no more, man. And that's actually probably a good thing because it kind of keeps everybody a little bit on their toes. But
I agree.
yeah, I
Yeah.
have no idea, man. Um, I was just watching all the blathering going on today about, blue teams. It's like, oh, we're getting our shit together. We got some wins in it. It's like those. I mean, if those are wins, okay, man. But I mean, like you guys are gonna take the wrong message from this and think that everybody wants fucking free milk. So,
Yeah, you are.
yeah, you are.
I mean, and there's that shit like in Virginia. It's like, okay, yeah, you beat this wild-eyed black lady.
Yeah, that shot down by Kamala Harris. Or, I mean, Barack Obama, which was there were a whole bunch of memes about that the next day.
Yeah, that's the
So
question.
yeah,
Is like, what's in the hierarchy?
yeah.
Is it Democrat or
It's
black?
just
Well,
Flux
it
Guard
turns
logic.
out
Yeah,
it
yeah.
turns out it's Democrat.
So
So
we got a switch here and a circuit breaker.
are you fucking kidding me? This is kind of like, no, I'm just waiting for the right size of bus to
Right? Yeah,
throw her
yeah, yeah,
under.
yeah,
Um, yeah, so you had that crazy-eyed looking fucking like black lady who lost. I'm like, doesn't really
yeah.
surprise me.
I wasn't surprised by that either.
The attorney general thing that actually did kind
I
of
didn't
surprise
even
me.
look at that, and like I was reading on it the next day, and people were talking about certain aspects. So I was like, huh, that didn't even make my radar, man. So
Well, it doesn't. And we don't live in Virginia, so there's.
exactly.
I think that there's plenty of people that there's. This is the outrage circle, right? Where okay, so
Yeah.
okay, um, this was a discussion I was having earlier on, right? So when Marina was in New York, this girl shows up, and just starts taking over like the projects and stuff,
What
right?
is it? What do you mean taking over the projects?
Well, okay, so she's like my age, right? But she looks about 15 years younger, right? She's a tall woman, she's very pretty, and she just started like interjecting herself into the different projects with the opera, right?
Oh, I
Right.
thought you were going to the hood, man.
Oh, no, not for these people. No, of course not. Don't be crazy.
You're
Uh,
talking about the PJs,
no,
man.
this was the opera shit, and so um, and I guess she got sort of like kicked in by somebody else who she was like the ex-husband of. I don't remember the whole story, but this all centers on basically the she's just called the maestro. He's 69 years old. He's the one that he's like at the center of this, and he's the music guy, right? Now the thing was, when she told me about it, I'm like, well, I can tell you what that hoe's doing because right, she's constantly hanging around him, right? And I was like, yeah, this is as plain as day. I can tell you what she's doing. She's a professional that right, and she's like showing me videos. I'm like, um, this woman, she has a boyfriend that's a singer on tour in like Europe, but she's over there like spoon feeding this 69-year-old man at like breakfast. And I was like, all right, so let me put this to you, right? Um, if if your husband was here and this bitch was putting that spoon in his mouth, what would you do? Would you just be like, that's cool, or would you make some phone calls? She's like, I'd make some phone calls, right?
Yeah, okay.
And so, she told me the other day, she's just like yesterday, she's like, yeah, those two are engaged now.
Oh, yeah.
And she's like
My God,
45.
you color me shocked.
Well, and this was so this was sort of the kind of the weird place with this. Like, when it comes down to that, are you okay with sort of what you're getting transactional relationships?
Me?
Yeah.
I wouldn't engage in one, no.
Are
But
you
I
okay
see
with it
other
in
people do.
general?
And I
Like,
don't know, man. I wouldn't do it myself, but I mean, like I've seen people get married basically based upon the fact it's like, all right, so like you're tolerable, I'm tolerable, this works together, let's do this, kind of
well,
thing.
okay, yeah.
Kind of thing. I've seen that happen. I don't know, man. I mean, I served so many people at the airport over the years where you had like fucking 70-year-old men who got their, hands on a 25-year-old piece of ass.
Yes.
And it's like, whatever, okay? I mean, that I don't think it should be illegal,
No, 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 no. Of
And
course not. Of course
I'm
not.
certainly
Yeah.
not going to shame those people, I mean, who
Some
knows?
people will, but
Some people
yeah.
will, but who knows? It might not be any of my business, to tell you the truth. But someone who's doing that clearly to get her hands on a job and stuff like that. It's just gross. I don't know if it's wrong. It's just ick. It's just icky.
Yeah, that's weird. And
Yeah.
I couldn't, I wanted to ask you about it because, yeah, it's just something that I was having a hard time reconciling it because I was, at first, I was, it seems like such a mundane kind of thing until I thought about it in some sort of depth. She's like, why does this bother you so much? I'm like, well, all right, so if you go into this thing and you got this, the problem I have is like the presentation is that it's when a person comes into this, they're going to act like, hey, I'm here because I love you, right? Now, if
Yeah.
it's transactional and you understand this, right, then it's like, well, let's not pretend. Let's not pretend that this is,
Well, I mean, they might need a little level of pretend to, make it acceptable, but they're both getting what they want out of it.
well, and this
I
is
don't know, man.
this is where like the financial thing and the like distance versus like the proximity thing comes in is so I guess the maestro has been like he's been traveling for decades, right? That's what he does. It's music
Yeah,
all
sure.
around the world. And I guess with like his arrangement, it's just kind of like I stay where I gotta stay, right? It's just like a Motel 6 is fine. Now keep in mind this is a guy who has like two apartments in New York
Yeah,
and
okay. He ain't
millions.
hurting.
No, he's crazy rich, right? But so that's his thing. Is just kind of like, well, yeah, I'm going to be in Indianapolis for one day. The Super 8 is fine. So when they were traveling, going to California,
Hmm.
right? He booked this spot, right?
Hmm.
And she looked at it. And she's like, I'm not
Oh
staying
no,
there.
no, no. We need to upgrade this immediately. Blah blah
So they she then changed it to uh, renting a house in Hollywood Hills.
blah. So you got servants.
2 days, $6,000.
Yeah, I'll bet.
Okay, now and I guess he was like, hey, no problem. It's like if you want to stay here, whatever, right? And uh, that was the thing. That I was like, no, that would be it. I was like, that would not happen. She's like, why? It's like if you have, it's like it's really fucking easy to spend somebody else's money,
Oh,
right?
it's really easy to spend somebody else's money, especially if they're going to let you do it.
Well, yeah,
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 yeah.
and that's where like
I'll
the
gamble with your money all day long, Jeff.
and that's where I was like, this is where like the proximity versus the looking outside thing. She's like, I got to ask this one. She's like, okay, so if you were in that position, right, and you were a little bit older and you had a young wife and you were doing your and I know someday you want to go ahead and set up um your dog thing and all this other stuff. I'm like, okay, yeah. It's like, and if you had this kind of money and your younger, girl comes to you and she says like, I want to give this money for, elephants in Africa. The answer is fuck no. She says, why? Why would you stomp on that? I'm like, because those are in Africa.
Yeah, we got dogs around here that need help. Yeah.
That was the thing. I
Yeah.
was like, okay, so that's where I was like, is if every person on this planet, right, made the 50 feet around them perfect, it would be a paradise. And there's a lot of people right now bitching and moaning about shit in Palestine or
Ireland.
pick a place,
Yeah.
Palestine, Ireland,
China.
China, the UK, India, right? All of these places where distressed street fighters come from, and then Brazil. They have electric river monster creatures there. Um,
Uh,
it was like,
we got F-15 here, baby.
but it was like, so if you're looking at doing something here, I would understand. But if she's writing $6,000 checks of my money for elephants in Africa, I'm like, that's the problem. I was like, the people that get caught up on these externalities, right? Like that's sort of the huge issue. I was
Yeah.
like, now I don't want to get into like the repeal the 19th thing, but I was like,
Oh,
look,
that's gay. So
that's ridiculous.
it's
Of course, yes,
ridiculous.
I understand when they looked at it and they said like, wow, 70% of women voted for fucking Montami. I'm like, all right,
Well, okay, well, only like a fucking tenth of the city actually voted. So,
which is
so I'm sorry, unless you have the other half of the sample to add to here, your little statistics about who voted for whom are meaningless. You know?
actually I would put that to you though. Is that a fairly good sample of how people would have voted?
I have no idea, man.
Yeah.
So because I haven't dove into it that much, I know that like they were saying, "Oh, all the young people voted for him." I was like, "Okay, so if I have 10 people who voted in an election, I bet you two of them are young. So what about the other fucking eight?" So obviously, some of them 60-year-old blue hairs who are still trying to live in the fucking 1970s probably voted for that dude too. So
Yeah,
try and sell me a narrative about how this is like indicative of larger things going on in the fucking electorate out there when it's 10% of the goddamn city that showed up to vote. Same
right.
thing here, man. I mean, whenever we have an offhand election, our fucking school board gets decided by like 1,500 dudes. You know, in a city of 750,000. Come on, man. You know,
It's funny. I still can't be asked to do it.
I
Like,
know. I couldn't either. My ballots are still sitting on the
my
fucking
kids in
counter.
school.
I don't give a shit who's on the school board. I mean, if you want, I want to be on the school board. Have at it, buddy. So you don't even get paid for it. So,
Is there any possibility on like the school board for like uh payola?
no,
What a waste
it's
of
a
time.
part-time. You know why people do it is because it's considering like it's your
Oh, for
first
like to
stepping
governor,
stone to get
yeah,
into
to like
like
city
politics,
council
and
and
so these are
shit.
people who just.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, my thorough Gen X is going to come out here. I'm sorry. So you and your give a shit really piss me off. So,
Got ourselves a real go-getter.
exactly. Yeah.
Well, hello, Mr. Fancy Pants. I'll take it.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to be on the school board.
No, I understand. You know what?
It's about the children.
Yeah. So yeah, that being not the truth, but you're still picturing people. It's like, Mackenzie, I really care about what's happening. This is the
Well, then
future of our
quit your
children.
fucking realtor job and go be a teacher. So,
How did you know I was picturing realtor?
because
That's.
that looks like all of them jobs.
I was picturing the blazer and everything. Like, just she went straight from there.
Mhm, yeah. With that suit with the plaid that doesn't even move. Yeah.
See, I know what you're doing.
Was that guy Stan?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay. Anyway.
Muriel, they stand.
Yeah,
Um,
Muriel Day Stan. That's right. But that's kind of my point, man. I don't think you can read too much into anything that happens in a midterm election. You got to go back to the last big one, all right, in order to actually get
yeah,
an idea where things are at. And I mean, I know Trump's numbers are down a little bit, but that happens to every president.
right.
So, he's what, 10 months, 11 months in now?
Just about a year.
You're
Yeah.
going to feel a lot different about this in 2 years, depending on what happens. So,
Well,
because I mean, even like, so everybody got pissed off at George W. Bush at the end. So, because Iraq bad, Afghanistan bad, 2008 crash bad. But then if you go back and rewind the clock, Obama was pretty fucking popular at the end of his presidency,
yep.
and so was Clinton. So, and all of that had to do with what the fuck was going on at those times. So Obama gets out in 2015. This is after the crash. Okay, everything's getting back on. I mean, I remember that was shortly after we bought our house, and I remember watching the line go up. At that point in time, so you feel pretty good about it. And we'll see what happens with Trump over the next year or two. I mean, we have no idea what. Don't let anybody tell you what tariffs are going to do because nobody fucking knows. So
The one thing I can say is they are bringing in money.
they are bringing in money. The question is, does that keep doing that, or
I
I
don't
don't know?
know.
Yeah.
I would like to. So if it did, and let me say this. All right. So if there were a way to say like, all right, so we have this now,
Mhm.
right? And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep using this to pay off.
The debt.
Now,
I don't know if they're actually doing that though.
I don't think they are.
I don't know what they're doing with it, man.
I don't either.
So,
The only thing I've heard is that some of this is supposedly earmarked for businesses or farmers or people who are going to catch it in the ass for some result of this. But even that would
I
be a
don't know. Yeah,
fraction,
that's
right?
fine. Yeah.
You don't take the whole thing and say like, actually, we got to redistribute this, like because everybody's getting their butts kicked. No, it's not like that,
It's not like that at
and
all.
people are still buying shit and whatever. But the I guess the trick on that is there are people saying they're like he's tanking as a result of the shutdown. And the funny thing was,
I don't
okay,
know about that.
well, this is the thing is I saw poll results, most of them were kind of like, you're all assholes, right? It's kind of like floating around here. I saw some that said Trump down 2 points. I saw some that said Trump up 3 points. I saw some that said Democrats down like 19 points. I saw some that, yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I was pointing at everyone. I was looking at the ones at CNN. I mean, like, to be fair, I understand why the Democrats are doing this. And it actually makes sense now that I think about it. They have nothing to lose.
Well, I mean, I don't know how they feel about that, but I think like okay, so fine, you can't consistently lose, okay? And
Yeah.
so, eventually they're going to figure out a strategy. And I think they've kind of figured out a little, well, it's not that they sat down and had a powwow about this. It's just, with the way that Mamdani like rolled through New York. Basically, so like the one thing that I was noticing that he did that was different than the last couple batches of Democrats is he wasn't attacking Trump's guys. He was just attacking him. He wasn't saying all those stupid fucking knucklehead Republican MAGA people. He was not doing that. So if he was going to go after something, he was going to go after the guy. He was going to go after the fact that, in New York City, which is a very bougie city,
I'm gonna say it's
that you can't afford an apartment without four fucking roommates. Okay, all right. So there's a solution to this. I mean, you could kick a lot of people out. So,
well, that's
just
just
saying.
yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, no. The other thing about it is that so that's why I'm a little bit concerned because Blue Bus is going to spawn a lot more of those guys over the next year, and you're going to see them challenge. Like Chuck Schumer is going to, all these guys are going to get challenged, by fucking lunatics, and some of those are going to stick.
Some of them will, some lunatics will win.
Some lunatics will
Yeah.
win, yeah, because you'll have Cuomo assholes out there who, oh, well, I'll run as an independent, you know. It's like great.
You don't understand. I earned my stripes.
My
when you
dad,
fucking
my
yeah.
father, Mikey, you're my kid brother.
Will you still smearing shit on your face?
Yeah. So, but we'll see, man. I don't know, man. I think like I just like watching the guy work now, man. You know, I mean, not Manda, I mean Trump, specifically because like there's just a level of like lack of give a shit on certain things that just don't matter to him.
Yes.
That it's kind of refreshing, but he is aging rapidly, and I think he knows it. And so he's moving pretty fast on a lot of shit. But like he's also like you can tell like he's got his couple little things that he likes to dink around with the Democrats just to fuck with them a little bit.
A little bit.
But they react so well.
Well,
So, but then you go and you watch him do all this shit all over the planet, man. I mean, it looked like Gaza deal was going to blow up last week. It's fine.
yeah.
So, it looked like, oh my God, it's going to be Armageddon, World War III, blah, blah, blah. He goes to China. It's fine. So, it's like, remember last week we were talking about like the death of the tech industry because of rare earths? It's fine. It's just fun to watch. I'm sorry. It's gotten to the point where it's actually just entertaining to watch. And now I'm watching the right tear itself to pieces over fucking frog people this week.
Are you talking about the which aspect of the frog people? Are you
When we
talking
talked about plainclothes frog people last week, they actually came out of the closet.
Are you talking about basically the like the Fuentes people who are that feel free, they feel safe to walk the streets again?
Yeah, yeah. Like, so it's a grift though, man. I mean, we know it's a grift. So
Well, even Limbaugh said it was a grift.
exactly. I mean, we've seen this show before, man.
We have with
Yeah.
people that were significantly better dressed. I guess like so
And more well spoken, yeah,
considerably.
considerably.
Like the thing that got to me, I don't know who she thinks she's impressing with this is why of all times this is the time for Marjorie Taylor Greene to
Oh,
say
I don't
like
know, man.
is like actually you guys are all assholes. I don't know what's going on here. Like, did somebody think that you were like? I think that poor girl has a little bit too much main character syndrome. Than
Oh, yeah, that's what it is.
I think she thought she was going to be a bigger player in this. And
I,
you know where you said like, everybody wants to be an officer, and
In a Civil War reenactment, yeah. In the House, everybody wants to be in the Senate. Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
yeah,
So
I think she thought that she might be an officer.
yeah, she didn't take a lesson from Lauren Boebert, who basically went silent, man. So
Well, that's correct.
and now she's safe. She's in a perfectly safe seat. You know, you don't see her in her tattooed body all over fucking the news anymore because they've got Marjorie Taylor Greene out there
That's correct.
running around shaking her boobs in traffic. I mean, yeah.
That's correct. And that's the thing is, if you accept it gracefully, you might become like a six. But if you if you fuck around,
It's a downhill slide, man.
you're a nine. You
Right.
can move fast, but you will be walking into bombs,
Yeah.
and that's your job.
Yeah, I saw her surface the other day because she went on what the fucking View and then
Yeah,
something else. I think she was on Megyn Kelly's show too. Um,
Megyn Kelly would probably like fucking claw her eyes out. She's just like, you're not welcome here.
I think she feels that way about most of her guests actually. So she's kind of mean.
Well, all right. She was built mean looking, but at times she acted nice. No, no, it's a Jessica Rabbit thing. So I'm not bad. I'm just drawn that way. Her face is actually like her face is actually like set to gaunt and aggressive, and like it's
You got the right dip switches, man. I can't reach them anymore.
Wait, is it the crusty doll you said from Evil to Good?
Oh right, yeah.
It's just so she looks like she's like Anna Kasparius. Like she looks like she hates everything at all times.
Anna Kasparian definitely looks like that.
She does, and it's not. I mean, part of it is I've seen before pictures. I have seen what's there's. I think in both of them, there's a lot of medical science.
Jillian Michaels is the same way, man. So
Well, at least she can do like 50 crunches. Like I know
I
that.
understand this, man, but you know, this is like we're talking about three people here who specifically have some kind of like deep moral aversion to smiling.
Will they do it? But
You don't trust it.
what you can't stand is like, is that a resting smile? Like, is that?
I think you're just burying your teeth.
Like, I'm more upset than I've ever been in my life.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't believe you. Yeah, yeah, and so like I think Megyn Kelly, I think that she actually can be nice, but I think that there's a version of her where it's just like, no, my demeanor by nature is
Yeah,
I don't like it.
I don't
I
like
don't
it.
like it
I
when
don't
you
like it at all.
I don't like it when you come in here like
Oh, sure, I don't like
the
it.
first thing you suggest, I'm going to say no. It's like, you want to go to Chipotle? Hell no.
No,
Right?
ew.
Now, if I offer that the second one, it's like, you want to go to Jack in the Box? Oh my God. What do you think I am? It's like, you want to go to Chipotle? That sounds way better.
That's what. You just have to play the combo. Yeah.
Well, I suppose that if you're coupled with her for whatever reason, I'm sure that you've figured out some of these quirks.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I have no
Yeah.
idea. I watch a show every now and then just to keep my finger on that pulse over on
Yeah.
that side a little bit because like too much further right from her, and I run into Tucker Carlson territory, and I just can't do that anymore, man.
I think, yeah,
Dude, that guy's that I've got that guy figured out now. So yeah, it's all about it's the payola. So he's not interested in votes, he's interested in clicks. So I get it. So
I think he's very good at it.
that's
I
fine.
think he's the best at it, to tell you the
What,
truth.
getting clicks?
Correct. In terms of
No, Nick Fuentes is pretty good at it, man. Going around talking about how Stalin is awesome is a great way to get. I mean, Tucker Carlson does it by talking about demons now, which is hilarious.
why are we coming back to this? The 80s are over, man.
Dude, he's
The 80s.
into it, man. So he's into it. Yeah, Democrats, they're not just evil; they're demonic. Yeah, so like you can see him in the dark.
I look. That's the thing is you should not be like So Candace and I got to talking the other day,
Yeah.
right? That's not where you should be. And Nick Fuentes, like, again, you also shouldn't be. I don't hate Jews, but I am critical of them, right? And there's this weird, like, how critical?
I'm
Like,
sorry, man. He's on the Rumble, and I deleted that a long time ago.
yeah,
So I'm just seeing clips of things that he said. I haven't done a deep dive on it whatsoever.
yeah,
But my God, man, I mean, he is on that motherfucker for like 5 hours a day or something like that. So the amount of shit that you can mine from him is amazing.
and you don't have to go far.
No, no, not even a little, man. But I mean, like, so he's a guy. Tucker Carlson, I hold it against him. Nick Fuentes, I know that guy. We all have known that guy. It's like, all right, man, you got a little bit of juice doing this. I know what you're doing. We all have known that guy in your fucking forum, your train forum, who did that. So, I mean, this is a species of animal that I am familiar with. I mean, it's like, okay, yeah. So, I mean, if you're gonna praise Hitler and Stalin in the same fucking video, I know what you're doing, bro. So,
I know what you're doing, and again, there's something to it's. He doesn't seem like there would be like there's a magnetism to it, but then when you get down to it, and you're like, all right, so I don't understand. So I've seen a million dudes sell Amway shit, but there's always
there's that one guy who
there's
does get the
one guy.
Ferrari, yeah.
And it's him.
It's that guy.
It's him.
Yeah.
Like, what is he doing right? He's
It's like,
like,
holy shit, he's got 30,000 guys signed up under his pyramid, his MLM.
yeah. And then you find out what he's doing. It's like he goes into the house, right? He starts talking about the Tupperware, whatever it is he's talking about. And then he goes, sits down with the right people and says, not, I don't hate Jews,
Right,
but
yeah.
I am critical of
But I
them.
am
So
critical of that.
that's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, here, let me write you a check. I want to.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, we'll come back next week. We'll talk about Israel.
I'd love to be
I
back.
know, yeah.
I'd love to be back.
Yeah.
In fact, that dude is probably the guy that, like, in the '90s. So
Ooh.
when y'all had like a school function or like they were selling that popcorn and shit, he was the one that took it to his dad's office.
Dealerships, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And while everybody over there was trying to get one sale to get one Weevil or whatever it is with the little feet, this fucking person has like 2 mountain bikes worth of shit from everybody in the
Yeah.
office.
Yeah.
And he's just that.
Yeah, he definitely got the BMX. Yeah.
I guarantee it.
I guarantee it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So either that or he got the fucking the day off school,
the day off school, and like your principal has to do something. He has
Right,
to.
you get to shave your principal's heads.
Yeah.
Dude, that's this guy, man. I mean,
He is.
I don't have to
Yeah.
watch all this shit, and I
Yeah.
don't believe a lick of things that come out of his mouth because you can watch him smile while he's doing it. And it's like, all right, dude, I know you. All right. So, but it's Tucker Carlson who's like, but yeah. And it's like, you're right, dude. It's demons, bro. So let's move on to UFOs next, shall we? But yeah.
I don't know how you're doing him so well because you're so spot on with this. Yeah, he's. I think if he was willing to accept more of his like coast to coast AM role, and eventually
He'd
just
probably do
roll
better.
into that.
See, here's what's going to happen: is Nick Fuentes is going to take his audience. So.
Well, I mean, it happens. I mean,
Yeah.
it's we've seen this happen. Because I would ask you, say,
I've
like
seen that happen 1,000 times, man.
the hyenas, they ate. Okay,
They ate Scar, yeah.
well, they did. I mean, so I can go through the list. Like, I think Michael Savage got eaten by these guys.
He did.
I
remember him.
Yeah, briefly.
Yeah.
Yeah. The fucking the hyenas are like picking their teeth with the bones of Glenn Beck right now. I mean, like
that guy cashed out. I mean, he escaped the island before the rest of the hyenas could find him. But there's been a bunch of guys like, I mean, fuck, that happened to Dennis Miller back in the day. Remember that shit?
Yes.
Yeah. So where he used to be the right wing guy, and he got fucking eaten alive. So
for the stupidest shit.
There was no stupid shit, but you didn't get eaten by the left. You got eaten by the guys on the other side of you, man. who are willing to take it a little bit further. And that's what I mean. Tucker didn't do himself any favors by having that guy on his podcast last week because now like half his audience can just go watch that guy instead. It's like, yeah, I could do without the demons, but let's talk more about the truth.
Dude, you're not kidding. And I've seen this. I've seen this dude in different circles for
Who,
years.
Fuentes?
Yes, because
See, I don't know him. Yeah.
well, you got to understand he's done crappy things and laugh-worthy things. So he's had a place of honor on the Kiwi farms for years.
Oh, okay.
So there's this thing where it's just been like laughing at his dumbass for years, and eventually it's like, oh my god, he actually went mainstream.
Well, and that's the whole point. That's what he's been trying to do the entire time. I mean,
Yeah.
like this turd's always like that, because you get to that point in time, it's like, holy shit, I got on the news, kind of thing. That's the
Right,
whole goal,
right.
you know. And he did. He got on Tucker. So, and then, it went bananas, and then it went on Fox, and all these guys like. So I like Ben Shapiro, but he took this way too serious, man. So I was like, dude, you can't. Like the last,
You have to make everything about this, Ben.
well, no, it's not that. It's one of those things where it's like, that's what he wants you to do, man. You just played his fucking game. I mean, what rock did you crawl out from? I mean, you've been on the internet for decades now.
point.
You know how this works. Why did you fall for it, man? So
That is true. No, you're dead on with that. Actually, the reaction would have been like, "Hey, he's welcome to say what he wants."
well, that's basically what fucking JD Vance is. Yeah, boys will be boys. That's the worst thing you want to hear if you're fucking Fuentes.
I'm going to close on this, Patrick. The more that time passes, the more I'm convinced that JD Vance might be a genius.
He might be.
He might be a genius. I have never seen a dude take so much in stride to the point where he dressed up as
The
himself.
Halloween thing and like won the internet on Halloween night. It's just pretty hard to do.
Do you have any idea how much respect I have for that?
That's pretty good, man.
When
Yeah.
fucking
Even he did the he's just walking around in circles, just spinning in place, man.
again, this is the kind of thing that I when you have dudes that are sitting there complaining and crying on Twitter because Trump made his airplane poop on him, right? And and
Yeah.
crying on the internet and fucking the same thing out of Discount Obama or whatever they call him, Hakeem Jeffries. He's like, I don't think there's anything funny about putting a sombrero on me. It's
You
like,
put him on the fucking cats. That was great,
it's
man.
like, no, you're supposed to say this is funny.
This is the internet, man. I mean,
Right.
come on, dude. We know the rules around here. It's like some of these people have never been on the fucking internet, I mean,
No, that's the thing is they're over there fighting with people with 12 followers. That
you
person
can't do that.
that person will never say like, I see what you mean, man. I got you.
Yeah. Wow, that's really insightful. I'm gonna go home and think about my life. Come on, man.
But they're doing it. They're doing it. All right.
That just boggles the mind, Jeff. I mean, it's like they haven't been on the same fucking internet that I've been on for the last 25 years. So,
Right.
I get like
Right.
Ben. I couldn't believe he fell for that. I was like, oh, come on, dude. The guy completely baited you, and you took it hook, line, and sinker. Congratulations, dude.
Well, on top of that, not only did you take it, you were then acting like I'm valorous. Or I'm
To be fair, he does that all the time, so I don't really mind that piece of it. But it was just the stupidity of actually rising to that bait. So,
Jesus.
and I like that guy, man. But that was just like, oops. All right, so he's a fucking Sanchez butt fumble going on.
Wait a second. What about you? Like Hakeem Jeffries?
No.
Oh, okay.
Ben Shapiro.
Oh. Ben Shapiro's fine, but you know what?
Fine. He's fine.
I will say this about Ben Shapiro. I think he actually is that smart. Like I think he's
Yeah.
I think he's actually well read. I think he's overclocked. I think
Yeah. So I have to listen to his stuff at .75 speed. Yeah.
I think he actually processes it faster than the hardware can say it.
That yeah, yeah.
But I mean, his brain is doing the work.
He's definitely doing the
Yeah,
math. Yeah,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
true.
All right,
All
all right.
right. Anyway, I'm Pat.
I'm Jeffrey.
Hitting the button.
Yeah.